What's going on, everybody? Welcome to G-Miles World Podcast. And the Lakers opened up against the Trail Blazers in Game 1 of the 2018 NBA season. And LeBron James, you know, he's going to bring Showtime back to the Lakers. The whole objective is we're going to go ahead and break down a lot of the predictions that people have made for the Lakers team. You should have been able to see yesterday that it's not going to be easy, okay? But you should also see that with LeBron James out there, they're an entirely different Lakers team. Now, there's a bunch of guys around there that just can't shoot the ball. The major thing about it that I have the issue with, though, is that they in my opinion, defensively, they are a way better surrounding cast than the Cleveland Cavaliers were. Okay, in my opinion, all right? Defensively, these boys play. And it's going to be very, very difficult for them. Just simply, you know, everybody's talking about it. They have no three-point shooting. And the league is about three-point shooting. If, you know what? This is another thing that's funny about it. If this was back in the day where two-pointers reigned and the points in the paint was what it was all about, this Lakers team would be unstoppable. But the three-point shot is so dominant, and I don't think they have enough defense to make them be able to, you know, like it's no way they can beat, you know, the Golden State Warriors. Like, we all know that right now, but we knew that going in. And the problem is when LeBron James is honest, you have guys like Skip Bayless and stuff like that that tries to find like loopholes in what he's saying and make it seem like it's an excuse. But the honest truth about the whole situation is the team is just not that good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were clearly able to see that there wasn't another superstar on the team. That was like, that's what I was trying to look for to see exactly what was going on. You knew when LeBron James was coming out, tomahawk dunking like he was Michael Jordan in the dunk contest, that LeBron James is still the same. You know what I'm saying? He's not playing as good a defense as he used to play, but he's been in the league for so long, something's going to fall off. Offensively, he's still that same dude. All right? His stat line wasn't that bad. 26 points. I think he had a decent amount of rebounds. He had 6 assists. But people are not making shots. And that's what he really made his living off of, because you still can't defend him one-on-one. Like, well, most great players, you can't defend him one-on-one. But, you know, LeBron James is a different animal. He's a different animal out there on the field, on the court, and you're just not going to be able to deal with him. So now, what do we do going forward? There's a lot of different opportunities. You know, Jimmy Butler comes to mind. He's not he's not happy where he is right now. He just needs something else, because it's not going to end well. And everybody already knows that year one was going to be the toughest year, but I didn't expect them to lose to the Trail Blazers. And also, you know, the fun fact, the Trail Blazers, they've won like 19 straight home games or something, home openers. So they're not used to losing their debuts. But, you know, early on when the Lakers were up 10, you would think that, you know, it was just the momentum, everything going, that it'll work out that way. But it just didn't. It is what it is, man. Lonzo Ball, I want to talk about him a little bit, because I don't want to say that he's a bust, but I don't know where his mind is at. You know, looking at him play, I don't know what, like, you know what I'm saying, bro? If you watch any athlete play their sport, and you look at the emotions and you look at the energy and stuff like that, and you try to figure out, like, yo, is this guy the real deal? I can't tell with Lonzo Ball. I don't know what that is. I know he's coming off the bench and whatever, but it just, you know, looking at it like this, right? Like Markelle Fultz from the 76ers, I don't know. Maybe he'll turn out to be a great player, but he looks like more of a bust than Lonzo. But Lonzo plays for the Lakers. So it's different than the 76ers. It's a different market. And people want to see better, because he looks like such a good kid. You want to see him succeed. But then again, you know that there's other people that want opportunity. And opportunity is not something that everybody just gets. So, you know, part of you is like, yo, there's probably somebody better. You know, somebody else should get a shot. And another part is like, yo, he's such a good kid. I want him to succeed. And that's where I'm torn with him, because I don't know what are we supposed to be getting out of him. This guy's a number 2 pick, very, very hyped up. His dad loves to talk about him and say all this stuff about him. The way he's playing right now, though, it's just not going to work out. So his middle brother, that guy is not getting a job. The guy that was in China doing whatever he was doing or whatever was going on, he's probably not going to be playing in the NBA. Maybe at a lower level league, because you don't, the Ball, like, this is what the Ball family has to, he's the Ball family chauffeur. Like, he's the guy that has to go out there and show everybody what the Ball family's about. If he can't do it, people are not going to want to take a chance. The youngest son, you know what I'm saying, that dude's going to be a boss. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know about Lonzo. Looking at Rondo, he made some great passes, especially that one underneath to LeBron. Like they have talent with the passing and defense. It's just no shooting, man. It's just no shooting. And I think that what happened was, I think Portland took it personal based on the way they were playing. Shooting a lot of threes right in dudes' faces, just doing dudes just straight dirty. Because there's going to be a lot of hype around the Lakers wherever they go simply because of LeBron. And then when you bring up LeBron and you bring up the best player in the NBA, you're going to have to talk about Kevin Durant. But that's a whole different story because we know where Kevin Durant went. So in my opinion, it does matter. You see, what makes Michael Jordan, the greatest player, like in people's minds, is that he never left his team. Even though they drafted Scottie Pippen, he never left. So they built it there with him. It didn't look like he left the way that people try to, paint the picture of LeBron James. But this is a different NBA. But people try to paint it like, yo, LeBron James left. But remember, LeBron James also came back and won there. Durant, when you go to a team like that, it's very, very difficult to go to a 73-9 team and say that the dude's the best player, because if you don't defend Steph Curry and that boy Klay Thompson, I'm going to tell you right now, your mom's is going out on a date and she probably won't be late. Like, it's going to be crazy. And that's just the way that the game is played right now. It's about, spot up three-point shooters. And Steph Curry's not even only that. He's a lot more than that. But he can hit that three from anywhere. And looking overall at the NBA now, people are going to have a lot of questions about it because people were putting the Lakers, like myself, I thought they could get at least 50 wins. But looking at this game, 48-50. I had to go 48-50. Bro, like, maybe they could turn it around, but nobody can shoot. That Hart kid can't shoot. Ball can't shoot. Rondo can't shoot. Like, these dudes, I don't know. Kuzma, like, who's going to be that shooter? And that's what we have to figure out. If we can't figure that out, this team is pretty much, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to say it, because I want LeBron James to be able to prove the doubters wrong. But I will say this, for most of the people, especially like a Skip Bayless, that said that LeBron James will be taking time off and, he's not going to really be doing anything. If you look at his demeanor and how he was playing, when you fall, your teammate lifts you up, stuff like that, he's promoting the right mindset. He just doesn't have the right personnel. And no matter what you say or what you do, you're going to need players out there that can make plays. And that's just not something that I see right now that's going to be able to happen enough for the Lakers to win enough games. Like, and it's not even about the Western Conference being tough, honestly. Like, looking at it, when you watch, like, the 76ers win last night, it's a very, very, the Eastern Conference, you're going to get teams that do the same exact thing that the Blazers did yesterday. They're going to come out with a hot three-point hand, and they're going to blow you out of the court. They're just going to beat the hell out of you. It doesn't matter to me. Like, when you look at personnel, it's because that mammoth that is the Golden State Warriors is there that makes the West so scary. But other than that, like, in my opinion, if you could shoot the three, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you could shoot the three in this game, you're going to be a dominant force. And that's another thing. We have to wait to see how Toronto, with Kawhi turns out. People don't seem to understand. It's about how people gel and how the team works out and the shooters that you have. Now, looking at Toronto, that's going to be a very interesting thing. I got to analyze that a little bit more before I even speak about it. But this right here, this Lakers team, they lack what the NBA is right now. And that's, shooters. Like, bro, there's nothing going on. When LeBron James is your best three-point shooter, or maybe Kyle Kuzma, that's a problem because LeBron James don't really shoot threes like that. That's a dude that drives the lane on anybody and kicks it out. So if he can't play his game, that's going to be very, very tough and overwhelming on him. And I don't expect him to play all 82 games. So when he went out on the bench last night, it was pretty bad what was going on the court. So I have yet to see something that's going to show me, you know what? These guys are ready to play. It's a bunch of young kids that's going to have to work together, and they're going to have to figure it out. But I tell you this much, if they're able to figure it out and make the playoffs, you have to give LeBron James the MVP. Because it doesn't make any sense, especially if they don't get a trade for somebody and they're still able, because they do play hard. It's just that they don't have the personnel to make those open shots. So playing hard is not the issue. Because defensively, they are way better than what the Cleveland Cavaliers were last year with LeBron. But the Cleveland Cavaliers had shooters. This team does not. So that's what's going to be ultimately the reflection of it. If Magic Johnson is somehow able to make like a decent trade to bring in a couple shooters, just get rid of somebody and bring in a couple shooters, this team will be something to be reckoned with because they got so many people that can drive the ball. If you give this team 2 good shooters, I would see them possibly being a number 3 seed. If somehow, some way it's able to come off and they can get somebody that can hit the open 3. That's just my personal opinion. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you know G Myers World Podcast is available worldwide. iTunes Radio, iHeartRadio, and Spotify, including iTunes. Until next time, one love.